children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So in previous class we have learned about open and closed curves. Yes. So today let us look at what are simple closed curves. Now closed curves from the above figure are arranged into two groups. Observe both the groups and try to find the difference between them. See, the closed curves are divided into two groups here. Yes or no? What are closed curves again? Closed curves are those where the ends meet. When both the ends meet, it is called as a closed curve. Now these two, the figures in both group A and group B are closed curves. But why are they differentiated here? How did they group, or why did they group it into two different things? Why? If we observe, the curves in group A do not cross themselves at any point, whereas the curves in group B cross themselves at least one point. See here I have started, let us take another curve. We are starting the curve from here, then without crossing the curve I am completing the figure. Yes, but when you look at group B, here see, this is the point of crossing. Here we are crossing, here we are crossing, here in this star we are crossing at many points. So what is the difference between the figures in group A and group B, children? The figures in group A do not cross themselves. It's a single line. They are not crossing their path. That means they are not overlapping. We cannot see one line over the other in group A. Whereas in group B, the figures are crossing their paths at least one point. Group B cross themselves at least one point. See here, in these four figures it is crossing at only one point, but if you look at this, it is crossing at many points. So that is the difference between the figures in group A and group B. Now examples of simple closed figure. A simple curve is here look at the last line. A simple curve which closed is known as a simple closed curve. See, a simple group A. The figures in group A become simple closed curves. They are simple to draw. Just we are drawing this line and closing here. There is no crossing of paths. There is no crossing of paths. Yes, children. Whereas in group B, we can see that these curves are not simple. These curves are not simple. They are crossing at least one point. So what are simple closed curves here? The curves which do not cross the path at any point become our simple closed curves. So from this we can see the examples of few more examples of simple closed curves. These two become simple closed curves. Why? Because the curves do not cross themselves, whereas these are just closed curves. These are just closed curves. These are our simple closed curves. Again, these two figures are just closed curves. Why? Because the curves are crossing themselves at least one point here. Yes, children. So this is the difference between a simple closed curve and a closed curve. Now tick the simple closed curve. Is A simple closed curve? Yes, the curves are not crossing. Even B is also a simple closed curve. Now coming to C, here see, here the curves are crossing. So this is not a simple closed curve. Even in figure D, the curves are crossing at 2 points. So this is also not a simple closed figure. Now coming to E, yes, E is a simple closed curve. Again, whereas F is not a simple closed curve because they are crossing at many points. Now write the letters of the English alphabet that form simple closed curves when written in capital letters. So we all know the what is this, the letters of English alphabets. Yes or no? For example, if we take D, is D a simple closed curve? Yes, it is a simple closed curve. What can another example be? O. O is again a example of simple closed curves. So like this, these are the examples of simple closed curves. I hope the concept of simple closed curves and also open curves is clear. Now coming to the next topic, that is polygons, children. Now look at the following two groups of figures. What is the difference between them? These two figures are divided into two categories, two groups. Now if we observe, both are simple closed curves. See, all are closed, yes, and also the curves are not crossing at any point. So these two become the figures in both the groups are simple closed curves itself. Now what is the difference between these two groups? If we observe carefully, the figures in group A are drawn using line segments. See, in group A, all the figures are made of line segments, whereas in group B, the figures are made up of curves and line segments. What is this, children? The figures in group A are made up of only line segments. We have already learnt about line segments, right? See, in group A, all are made up of line segments, or if you can say they are made up of straight lines. We can also say that, right? They are only made up of straight lines. Whereas in group B, the figures are drawn using curves, curved lines, and also line segments. These are line segment here, these two. Now this is the only difference between the figures in group A and group B. What is it, children? The figures in group A are made of line segments, whereas the figures in group B are made of curves and line segments. Yes, in group A we only have line segments, and in group B we have both curves and line segments. So a simple closed figure made of line segments is known as a polygon. Now we all know that this is a simple closed figure. Yes, this is a simple closed figure, and as this simple closed figure is only made of line segments, it is only made of line segments, so it is called as a polygon. Poligon. Understood, children? What did we learn first? First we learnt about open curves and closed curves. If we take these two for example, this is an open curve, these two are closed curves. Again, from closed curves we have learned that these two are called as simple closed curves. These two are called as simple closed curves. Why? Because the curves do not cross themselves. Again, from these simple closed curves, now this is our polygon. This is called as a polygon. Why? Because it is a simple closed curve which is made of only line segments. Is this clear, children? A simple closed curve which is made of only line segments is called as polygon. It can have as many line segments as it can. Okay, there is no limit that the figure should have only 3 or 4 or 5 line segments. It can have any number of line segments, and such simple closed curves, simple closed figures made up of line segments are known as polygons. And if you want some examples of polygons, these would be the examples of polygons. If you want to draw a polygon, children, just you can also draw in any shape you want using line segments only. For example, okay, this can be a polygon as well, because this is a simple closed curve. Yes or no? It is a simple closed curve, and also it is made up of only line segments. So these are what polygons are: a simple closed figure made up of line segments. Now exercise. Tick the polygons in the following figures. So we are having a few figures here. We have to identify only the polygons and tick them, children. First one is a polygon. Yes, because it is a simple closed curve. First it should be a simple closed curve. Yes, it is a simple closed curve and it is made up of only line segments. Now coming to 2, Is this a simple closed curve? No, the paths are the as it is not a simple closed curve, it will not be a polygon. Yes? Yes. Now coming to question figure number 3, is it a simple closed curve? Yes. And is it made of all only line segments? Yes. So both the conditions are satisfying. So figure number 3 becomes a polygon. Now next figure number 4, is it a simple closed curve? Yes. Is it made up of only line segments? Yes. So again 4 also becomes our polygon. Now coming to figure 5, yes, again this is also a simple closed curve. The curves are not crossing and it is made up of only line segments. So 5 is also a polygon. Now coming to 6 and 7. Those 6 and 7 are both simple closed curves. Figure number 6 and figure number 7. We are talking about figure number 6 and figure number 7. Though these both are simple closed curves, these cannot be polygons. These are not polygons. Can you tell me why, children? Why? Because they are made up of curves. They are made up of curves. It should be, for a simple closed curve to be a polygon, it should be made up of only line segments, that is only straight lines like this. But here figure 6 and figure 7 are made up of curves. That is why they both, though they both are simple closed curves, they do not come under the polygons category. Is this clear, children? Again let us revise. What are the two conditions for a figure to be polygon? First, it should be a simple closed figure, and the next is it should be made up of only line segments. Only then we can call a figure as polygon. So from the given figures, 1, 3, 4 and 5 are examples of polygons. Now next, types of polygons. Now we have learnt what a polygon is. Now in polygons there are different types. This is the different types. The categorization is done depending on the number of line segments with 3 number of line segments. The simple closed figures, we already know few simple closed figures. Yes, like for example a triangle, square, a rectangle. Yes or no, children? We all know about these 3 figures. These are nothing but simple closed figures. Now these 3, are these 3 figures polygons? Can we call them as polygons? First is they should be simple closed curves. Yes, they are simple closed curves, and the second condition is they should be made up of only line segments. Again, is this also correct? Are they made of only line segments? Yes. So these two conditions are satisfying for these 3 figures. So they are also called as polygons. We can call this triangle, square and rectangle also as a polygon. Now that is what we are going to learn here. A polygon with 3 line segments is known as a triangle. When we draw a polygon using 3 line segments like this or anyway, when we use 3 line segments to draw a polygon, it is called as a triangle. We already know what a triangle is, but what did we learn new here? What are we learning new? We are learning that triangle is also nothing but a type of polygon. Now here you can see some new words, vertex and side. Vertex and side. Vertex is nothing but the joining point of 2 sides. We all know this is a triangle, right? So what are the sides of this triangle, children? This is one side, this is one side and this is one side. We all know that a triangle has 3 sides and these 3 are the sides of our triangle. Now what is this vertex here? When 2 sides join, this side and this sides join at this point, then that point will become the vertex of the given triangle. Again, this and this, when these 2 sides join here, this point becomes another vertex of the triangle. Again, when these 2 sides join here, that would be another vertex. So in total, A triangle has 3 sides and also it has vertex 1, 2 and 3. A triangle has 3 sides and also 3 vertices. Okay children, and these are some more examples of triangles. Yes. So what did we learn now? We've learned that triangle is also nothing but a polygon. When a polygon is drawn using 3 line segments, it is known as a triangle. Now coming to a polygon with 4 line segments is known as a quadrilateral. What is it children? A polygon with 4 line segments is known as a quadrilateral. Now if you look at this figure here has 1, 2, 3 and 4 line segments. Yes. So when we draw any polygon, again what is a polygon? A simple closed curve. Yes. What is a polygon children? A simple closed curve drawn using line segments only. So when we have a simple closed figure with 4 sides, it is called as a quadrilateral. Again, a quadrilateral has 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices and 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. It's not side here, it's a vertex. Yes, a quadrilateral has 4 vertices and then 4 sides. Now you might say that we know that what do we know children? A figure with 4 sides. We have square and then we have rectangle. Now what is this quadrilateral? Normally when we talk about a figure with 4 sides, we call it a square or we call it a rectangle. Yes, in square all the 4 sides are equal, whereas in rectangle only the opposite sides are equal. Now apart from this, when we have any figure which is drawn using four lines, understood children? Any figure which is drawn using 4 line segments, it is called as a quadrilateral. Now squares and rectangles are also a type of quadrilateral. Is this clear? See this, or when I say this, or something like this. Okay, so whenever I draw a figure, a simple closed figure using 4 line segments, it is called as a quadrilateral. Here quad means 4, so that is why it is known as a quadrilateral. Now here the points P, Q, R and S are known as the vertices of quadrilateral PQRS. Now this quadrilateral is given the name as PQRS. What is the name of this quadrilateral? It is PQRS. Do you remember how we name line segments children? Yes, suppose we have this line segment, we name it by the endpoints. That is, this becomes our line segment PQ. In the same way, for naming a quadrilateral or any other polygon, we name it by the vertices. Vertex is nothing but the singular. When we have more than one vertex, we call them as vertices. That is the plural. VERTICES. Understood children? Vertex and vertices. Now we name a quadrilateral using vertices, using the names of its vertices. So PQRS, it is called as the quadrilateral PQRS. Now for this triangle will be named as triangle ABC. It is named on the vertices. Yes. What did we learn now? PQRS are the vertices, and then the line segments PQ, QR, RS and SP are known as the sides of the quadrilateral. What are the sides here? The line segments. This is the line segment. How do we name the line segments? Based on the endpoints. So the endpoints are P and Q. So the line segments becomes line segment PQ. Then we have this line segment QR. Then we have RS. Then we have PS. So these 4 line segments are nothing but our sides of the given quadrilateral. Our quadrilateral has 4 sides and the names of the sides are PQ, QR, RS and PS. The sides which have a common vertex are known as adjacent sides. Now what is this? Which have a common vertex. For example, if we look at PQ and PS. What is their common vertex? They have the same vertex, that is P. They both are joining at P. So such sides are known as adjacent sides. ADJACENT. Adjacent. These two sides are joining together. They have a common vertex point, that is point P. So such sides are known as adjacent sides. What is the meaning of adjacent? Adjacent is nothing but the side by side. See these, when we say side by, these two sides are side to each other, that is either to the left or right. When we have a when we have a side, children, okay, this side side RS. Now what will be the adjacent side? This PS or else QR. These two can be the adjacent sides for our line segment SR. Understood? Adjacent means which is to our side, which is just beside us. Which is just beside us. They are having a common vertex. So they become our adjacent sides. And the sides which do not have a common vertex are known as opposite sides. Now when we look at this side RS and also side PQ, do they share any common vertex? Do they have a common point of vertex? No, they do not have a common vertex. So such sides are known as opposite sides. OPPOSITE. And also as you can see, they are facing each other opposite to each other. Yes or no? The sides PQ and RS are opposite to each other. So that is why they are called as the opposite sides. Now what are adjacent sides for our RS? They are PS and QR. PS and QR will be the adjacent sides because they share a common vertex. Now when the two line segments, when the two sides of a quadrilateral do not share a vertex, they are called as our opposite side. When they share a vertex, they are called as a, what are they called as, children? They are called as adjacent sides. ADJACENT. Adjacent sides. And even in common English, adjacent is nothing but the one which is to the side. Yes, to the right or to the left, which is to the side. Now here PQ and SR, PS and QR, PQ and SR, PQ and SR, yes, and then PS and QR. PS and QR. What are these? These are the pairs of opposite sides, isn't it? These are the pairs of opposite sides. PQ and SR, PS and QR are the pairs of opposite sides. And then PQQR, PQ, QR, QRRS, QRRS, then we have RSSP, or let us take black, RSSP, then we have SPPQ, SPPQ. Isn't this, children? What are these? These are the examples of the pairs of adjacent sides. What are the pairs of adjacent sides here? PQQR, then we have QRRS, we have RSSP, and then we have SP and PQ. So these are nothing but our pairs of adjacent sides from our given quadrilateral PQRS. Now few more examples of quadrilaterals. See, all these shapes are simple closed figures and also they have four sides. So all these qualify as quadrilaterals, of which we know that this is a rectangle and then this is a square. Now what are the other three? They are just, we can simply call them as quadrilaterals. Now write the vertices and sides of the following figures. We should write the vertices and sides. So first we are having triangle ABC. What are the vertices? The joining points of the sides A, B, C. The vertices becomes A, B and C. Then what will be the sides, children? The line segments AB, BC, and then AC. So these are the sides and vertices of our triangle ABC. So for a triangle IHJ, Hij become our vertices and the sides are the line segments. Again HI, IJ and HJ. Yes, so these are the sides of our given triangle. Now next, coming to this figure, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is having 4 sides, so it is called as a quadrilateral. Yes. Now vertices are D, E, F and G. Coming to the sides, the line segments EF, FG, DG and then DE. So these are nothing but our vertices and sides. Now coming to question D. Similarly, K, L, M, N become the vertices of the given quadrilateral. K, N, K, L, L, M and M, N become the sides of the given quadrilateral. Now coming to write the opposite sides and adjacent sides of the quadrilateral shown. So for this quadrilateral A, B, C, D, we have to write the opposite sides and adjacent sides. Coming to opposite sides, one side is already given, that is side AB. So for AB, we need to find what, children? We need to find the opposite side. So the opposite side of AB would be side DC. DC. It is not sharing a vertex. AB and DC do not have a common vertex, so they become our opposite sides. Now the next one is side AD. What is the opposite side for AD? We have BC. So BC becomes our correct answer. Again, as both the sides do not share a common vertex, they are called as our opposite sides. Now coming to adjacent sides. Again, if you remember, what are adjacent sides, children? Adjacent sides are those which share a common vertex. Now our side in the question is side AB. Side AB. So which sides are sharing a vertex with AB here? We have BC. See, AB and BC have this. So we have BC and then AB and AD have the common vertex A. So AD is also our adjacent side. For the side AB, what are the adjacent sides? AD and BC. Now coming to side BC, second question is BC. So BC, what are the adjacent sides here? This one, DC, and then this one, AB. Yes, side by side. What are they? We have two adjacent sides, that are DC and AB. Now coming to CD. Here we have CD. What are the adjacent sides? This one. Both CD and BC share C as the common vertex. So BC, comma, and then we have AD. AD and DC have D as the common vertex. So AD also becomes an adjacent side. Coming to the last one, AD. For the side AD, what will be the adjacent sides, children? AB with A as the common vertex and then DC as D is the common vertex. I hope this is clear. What did we learn? We learned about the opposite and adjacent sides of the given quadrilateral. Opposite sides do not have a common vertex and adjacent sides share a common vertex. Now coming to the properties of quadrilaterals. Rectangle is a special type of quadrilateral. We already know. Rectangle is also a simple closed figure with 4 sides, and quadrilaterals are also nothing but simple closed polygons with 4 sides. So rectangle is nothing but a special type of quadrilateral. And what are the properties of this rectangle? You can observe that AB and DC, AB and DC and ADBC, ADBC are equal in length. We already know about this, right, children? In a rectangle, we can find that the opposite sides are always equal. So what are the opposite sides here? We have ADBC and then we have ABDC. So for this rectangle, which is a special type of a quadrilateral, the opposite sides are equal. The opposite sides are equal. AB and DC and AD and BC are the opposite sides of the rectangle ABCD. They are the opposite sides of the rectangle, and as they are the opposite sides of a rectangle, they are always equal in length. Now coming to, therefore in a rectangle opposite sides are equal. Yes, now we can say this for sure, that in a rectangle opposite sides are always equal. Now square. Now what is the square? Square is also a particular type of rectangle. Consider the square ABCD. You can observe that all the sides, that is AB, BC, CD and DA, are equal in length. Therefore, in a square, all sides are equal. How does a square look? This is how a square looks. Let us name the vertices A, B, C, D. So this is our square ABCD. As you already learned, what are the properties of a square, children? In a square, we can find that all sides are equal. All sides are equal. Now what are the names of the sides here? We have side AB, BC, DC and then we have AD. We have AD. So in a square, all four sides are equal. That is side AB is equal to BC is equal to DC is equal to AD. Now for suppose we know the length of one side AB, say 6 centimeters. Can you tell me what will be the length of the other three sides? Yes, the length of other three sides will also be equal to 6 centimeters. Why? Why? Because for a square, all the sides are equal. So these are the properties of our two special types of quadrilaterals, that are rectangle and square. In rectangle, opposite sides are equal, and in a square all sides are equal. I hope this is clear, children. Now based on what we have learnt in today's class, let us answer a few true or false statements. First one, all sides of a square are not equal. What are they saying? The sides of a square are not equal. Is this true? No, this is completely false. All the sides of a square are equal. So statement A becomes false. Now coming to statement B, opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. Is this correct, children? Are opposite sides of a rectangle equal? Yes. So the answer becomes true. Now coming to statement C, polygon is a simple closed figure made up of line segments. What is a polygon? If we recall, a polygon is nothing but a simple closed figure made up of line segments. Those are the two conditions. First, it should be a simple closed figure, and the next is that it should be made up of line segments. As both these conditions are satisfying, it is a polygon. So statement C is true. Now statement D, a square is a special type of rectangle. Just now we have learned that a square is nothing but a special type of rectangle. So statement D is also true. Yes, children? Now coming to next, tick the objects which can be used for tracing a square. So what should we do? From these four objects, we have to find out the one that can be used for tracing a square. That means with the help of which objects can we draw a square. Sometimes we do that, right? Especially while drawing circles, what will we do? We'll take any objects such as a coin or a bangle or a bottle cap which is in the shape of a circle, so that we can keep that object and then trace a circle around it. So in the same way, out of the given objects, which can be used so that we can trace a square, that is draw a square. Coming to option A, a chessboard. Can this be used? Yes, this can be used. Why? Because all four sides of this chessboard are equal. So it can be used to trace a square. Now coming to figure B, object B, this is a photo frame. If you look at it carefully, all the sides are not equal. Only the opposite sides are equal. So no, this cannot be used, but it can be used to trace a rectangle. Coming to figure object C, again this is also opposite sides are equal, so this can also not be used to trace a square. It can be used for tracing a rectangle. Now coming to object D, a die. Yes, so again this is also in the shape of a square. Actually it's a cube. Yes or no? It's a cube, but it can be used to trace a square here, as each side of a cube represents a square. So we can use our cube to draw or trace a square. So object D can also be used. I hope this is clear, children. What did we learn in today's class? We have learned about the different types of polygons that are nothing but that. What are the different types of polygons? We have learned about a polygon with three sides, that is nothing but a triangle, and a polygon with four line segments is known as a quadrilateral. And then in quadrilateral we had rectangle, which is a special type of quadrilateral, and again we have learnt about a square, which is a special type of a rectangle. Yes, visit our website www.aimstoday.in for other information regarding online classes, quizzes, live worksheets, DIY activities, English classes and coding. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.